Coming up today, we're going to work on this lattice lace wrap, and that's coming up next.
I think I'm gonna be okay. I think I'm gonna be amazed in this beautiful day. Pretty smile.
Welcome back to the Crochet Crowd as well as yarnspirations.com. I'm your host Mikey. Today we're going to work on the lattice lace wrap, and this is a pattern compliments of Karen Yarns found on yarnspirations.com. I'll put a link in the more information of this video. Now you should know that this pattern is considered experienced, but I'm not going to leave you hanging. We're going to work step by step and I'm going to show you. So I really wanted to see what the stitch looked like. The photo to me wasn't really indicating exactly what was happening, and so I did a sample, and I actually did it on a cruise, if you can imagine. And basically what it is, it's working in boxes just like so. So you see how it's kind of a solid box here, and then there's lace work, etc. So what happens on this project is that, see how it's jetting up and down? Well, that's as a result of the pattern, the way that the boxes are sitting. It happens naturally. So in actual fact what happens is that when you pull everything apart like so, it's actually a straight line going up and down, but because it's draping, it causes these boxes to form the shape just like so. What I have done for you is that on the crochetcrowd.com, and the link in the more information of this video, I have my working notes. I was getting distracted on the cruise ship, and I thought to myself, I need to write down what is happening here, and especially what was happening on the edges, because what was happening, if you really look at my sample, is that I've screwed up several lines right in the beginning of the shawl because I kept getting distracted. You know, the music, the drinking, the dancing, just passengers passing on by. So what I had to do, especially for row number 7, is that that's where the game changes, because it's a halfway point here. And so what happens on the end of it is that you have to do half of these squares, and that's what I was screwing up on. So I'm gonna provide a scanned copy of this. This is my working notes. I know it's not pretty, but you crocheters can probably figure this out, and you can just follow along, and once you have this, basically this is gonna be a walk in the park. So for today's project I actually used Peyton's Denim yarn on this, but today I'm gonna use Bernat's Super Value yarn because I really want to use solid colors, because if it gets into variegated colors like so, I know from experience that people get confused on where the stitches are going. So without further ado, let me get you started, and I'm going to be doing a sample that is the size of this, but I want you to substitute the information. Oh, I should tell you as well, this here, this is the center line of the repeat pattern, so basically it's in multiples and sets of 12. I figured that out, and so if you're starting off your first one, as long as you go 12 12, just make sure that when you get to the other side, so you go 12 12 12 12 until you get to the length you want, or you can follow the pattern, but make sure that you do add 2 chains at the end in order to keep everything in balance. Before I begin, I'm just gonna be using this chart, but I'm actually gonna add 1 extra in the middle. So I'm gonna do 12 12 and 12, and then I'm gonna add my 2 on at the end. So if you're following this along, I did this so that I could see the edges on both sides of the actual shawl or wrap, whatever you wanna call it. But I'm gonna do 3 sets of 12 so that I can show you the end, I can show you what the middle looks like and what the other side looks like without any problems at all. Once we get to a certain level in this, once you get to level number 9 or row number 9, the pattern then begins to repeat itself from 2 to 9 all the way through. So I'm going to just start now, and let's grab our yarn. Okay, and I'm using Bernat's Super Value. I'm using a size 6mm hook. That's what it's calling for in the pattern as well. If you're doing the pattern, you're gonna want to chain 74, but if you want to change anything, if you want to make this into a shawl of a different size, a wrap of a different size, an afghan, it's cool. You could just make sure you keep in sets of 12. So I'm gonna do that. So you're gonna go 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 and 12, and please, if you're doing the pattern, go to 74. If you're just doing in sets of 12, just continue to do 12, and I'll meet you back in just a second. For those of you that are doing this in sets of 12, at the very end, so you're gonna go 12 12 12 12 12 until you're deciding that it's enough, and then please add 2. If you are working from the pattern, please just do your 74 as it's calling for. So let's begin to do this pattern, and we're gonna work on row 1 together. In row number 1, we're going to be starting, and basically just visualize this as a quarter of the diamond shape. So you see a diamond here. I know it's really rough to see that, but what you're doing is that you can see that it's going up on an angle and down just like so. So it's like a quarter of a diamond, and so when we're working on this, we're gonna be starting at the very biggest part of the diamond, right in the middle point, and you're gonna see that every time in the middle part of the diamond there's gonna always be 7 stitches across when we go to work on the middle part. So like this is the next middle up here, and middle here, it's always in 7. So let's begin right now. To begin, what I need you to do is go second chain from the hook, so you count back 1 and 2, turn the stitch or the chain over and get the back loop only, the back hump, and just single crochet. And I want you to single crochet into the next 3 chains as well. So just continuing on the back side only. You have a more beautiful edge if you do it on the back versus any other way of doing it. So that was 1, and then we have 2 and 3. So technically now you have a total of 4 single crochets at the very beginning of this. Now we're going to chain 7. So we're gonna do a whole jumping of a lot of stitches right now. So we're gonna just chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And looking back at the chart, what we need to do is that we need to skip a total of 5 stitches on the bottom. So that 5 skipping is what makes it jet up when it's actually draping. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, go to the 6, and I want you to single crochet into the next 7. So just 1 and 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So now we're at the halfway point in the middle of my sample. So we got 1 in there just like so. See how it's flat? It's not gonna stay like that. It's gonna jet up. So then we're gonna repeat that again. So we're gonna chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I want you to skip another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and go down to the 6th one and do another 7. 7 single crochets. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Where's my 7? It's right there. So if your project is much bigger, because this is just a sample, you're going to continue that same pattern of chaining 7, skipping 5, chaining 7, skipping 5. So now what happens when you get to the very edge piece, what we need to do is that we need to honor that whole idea that we need to chain 7. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and this time we're only gonna do 4 single crochets. So we're gonna skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and go to the 6, and if your math is right you should only have 4 stitches left at the very end. This pattern is kind of flexible if you are screwing up in any way, but prefer you not to at this point. Not when you're just getting started. So that would be how you would finish off then row number 1. So this is what it looks like at this point. So let's turn our work, and I'm going to show you a cheating technique because it really doesn't matter, but it says to crochet into stitches, but you really don't need to. You can if you want to, but this is more of a personal choice. You'll speed up if you don't have to worry about that. So you're gonna start off and you're gonna chain 1 first. So this is row number 2, and you're only going to single crochet into the first 3 so that there will be a leftover one that you will not touch. So it'll be 1 single crochet to the first one, 1 single crochet for second, and 1 single crochet for third. So now what we're going to do is that we're going to establish the very bottom of the diamond that is gonna appear right above here, and above on the outside. So in order to do that we have to chain 5. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you can crochet into the middle of the 7 stitches, which would be the 3rd one in, or 3rd one in, but what I would do is just go around the whole thing and just single crochet it. See, you don't have to count. It's perfect. So now what you want to do is you want to chain another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So what we need to pay attention is that we want to start getting narrow. So this is actually a diamond here, and it's gonna start peeking up like a pyramid. So what we have to do is we have to skip the first one and the very last one, leaving that there's only 5 single crochets into the middle of these diamonds that we're gonna get smaller. So this is where it can get confusing. So we've just done our 5, and we basically have 7 single crochets right here. So we have to skip the first one, and we have to play with the second and 3rd, 4th, 5th, and 6th, and we leave the 7th alone. What we need to really pay attention is that we only have to play within the within 5. Do you see how we just chained 5? We're only gonna do 5 here. if that makes any sense on this row. So we're automatically going to skip the first one and just go to the second one in and single crochet for only 5. So that was 1, and let me get 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that means that the last stitch has been left empty, and that's what we want. So we're now in the middle of our project. So if you're in the middles, you're just gonna continue to repeat the pattern. So you're just gonna chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Single crochet just around this whole thing, around the whole chain of 7 that you did, and then just chain another 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Continuing along, you have another group of 7, but you're gonna skip that first one and just immediately just start single crocheting into the next one. So you skip that first one, go for the next, and you're only gonna single crochet for 5 times. So this is 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that means that that last one here is not touched, which is what we're looking for. So now we're going for the edge. So if you're doing the middle of the pattern, you continue that same pattern of chaining your 5s, you're getting it into the middle, and then making sure that you only do 5 here. So let's do an edge. What does an edge look like here? So we're gonna chain 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're gonna go in the chain as normal. So just single crochet around the chain, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're gonna just skip that first one and just do the final 3. If you remember at the start of this row, we only single crocheted into the first 3. So this time we're only finishing with the first 3 to keep this project in balance. So this is what it looks like at this point. So you have these diamonds that are finishing and these diamonds that are starting. Let's begin row number 3, and we're gonna turn our work. This is where it gets kind of fun. So this is where we're gonna start playing in more chains and start decreasing even more into the diamonds. So let's begin. We're going to chain up 1 first, and in row number 3 we're only going to single crochet the first 2. Okay, so the last one we did the first 3, but we're getting narrower because this is a quarter of a diamond, and so we're only gonna single crochet in the first 2. Now what is true though is that that chaining of 5 is still the same. So we're still gonna continue to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what's happening here is that we're getting smaller here, so it's pulling back, and this here is going to get bigger because this is the start of the new diamond. So what you're going to do is that you're going to single crochet around this chain close to this middle spot. So just go around the entire chain close to it, and I want you to single crochet that single crochet right in the middle. Okay, and then I want you to single crochet around this side of the chain. You see that? So basically you've just put in 3 here, so this 1 has now turned into 3, and the diamond is now on the way. We're now going to chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this diamond is getting smaller, so what we need to do, skip that first one and go for the next one. So 1, 2, and 3. Now what makes this pattern so easy is that this side we're started the diamond and we're at the 3 mark. Okay, and this one we're getting smaller, but we're still at the 3 mark. So basically every row stays in balance. So when you had the row below, you had 5s just like so, and so basically we were starting on this side. So it just makes sense once you get into these levels of the 3s and the 4s and the 3s again, it just stays in balance. If that makes any sense, hopefully it does. So let's continue. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, we're in the middle of the section here, so we put 1 single crochet around the chain on this side. We single crochet the actual single crochet, and then we single crochet in the other chain on the other side. Okay, and now let's chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Coming on the other side, this is where the diamond is getting smaller, so we're gonna skip that first chain, going to the second for only 3. And 2 and 3. So if you're continuing the same pattern in your size, you're just gonna chain your 5 and then come into the next ones and continue until you get to the end like so. Once you get to the end, you're gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and just single crochet again on this side of the chain. Single crochet on the actual single crochet from the row below, and then single crochet on this side of the chain. So now we're gonna chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're finishing up. Whoops, I think I dropped one stitch. And basically remember this has 3 here, so we're only gonna go into the final 2 because this diamond is gonna be getting narrower and narrower. So this is row number 3. So just this is what it's looking like now. This diamond is almost done, the one that we have here, and this one is almost at the halfway point of getting bigger. So let's continue for row number 4. Row number 4, just turn our work, and this one is an easy one too. They're all easy once you get a hold of this pattern. We're going to chain up 1 first, and we're going to single crochet into the first one only. This diamond is now officially complete. Okay, so you can see it's a quarter diamond, and now we're going to chain 5. So we're gonna do that magic number of 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This time this diamond is still getting bigger, so we're going to go and crochet in this chain area again, okay, from the row below. Okay, and then we're going to single crochet these 3 single crochets that are already there. So 1, 2, and 3. And then single crochet around this chain. So you have a total of 5 single crochets now completing this diamond. Okay, so does that make sense? So we've gone from 1 to 3 to 5. Now we're going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. This diamond is actually almost finished. This is, we've just completed this diamond over here, so therefore this diamond should also be completed, and we're going to single crochet right into the center. Okay, we're skipping that first one, going to the second, and that's the only one we're going to do on that one. So the edge one that you started should give you an indication of where the middle diamond should be, and then once you get that one in, you just simply chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And again we're gonna start up, and we're still making this diamond bigger, so we're coming on this side of the chain. For 1, we're gonna single crochet the 3 that are in there. 1, 2, and 3, and then single crochet around the chain, so you have a total of 5. Make sure you are watching these numbers, that you are getting your target number. So 1, 3, and 5, and now let's chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. You're now finishing up this diamond. Okay, so it's just right in the middle, so you're skipping the first one, going right for the middle one only, and then chaining 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's the repeat pattern going all the way across. For those that are finishing up on the edges, you're just gonna continue to go as normal. So 1 right below, or right before, because this diamond's still getting bigger, you're going to single crochet the 3 that are in there. And to finish up this final, then we just chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, and we immediately then just single crochet into the last single crochet in order to finish that diamond off, if that makes any sense to you. So you skip the first one, go to the second, and so basically you can see that the diamond, this one's actually finished. You really can't see it yet that it's finished. This one is nearly at the halfway part, and basically it just looks amazing. So when you get that draping, these are automatically gonna fall down, and the draping is gonna just matter making that look cool. Let's start up with the next row, which is row number 5. Row number 5 is where I got most confused on my pattern here, because we have to start off with all these chains right in the very beginning, and we need to chain 7. And what happens with this chain is that it comes up like so and then over, but when you do it, it just looks like it's just really loose. It's not until you get to the next levels where that starts to make any sense. And so this is basically, all these now have just completed to the actual diamond, and now in the next row what we're doing is that this is going to create a gap, okay, that is in the middle, just like so. So let's begin to do this one, and just stick with me, it does make sense, it's just sometimes it doesn't. So let's begin now. So you basically, there you go, you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so that's what we have. And so the next one, these lines are gonna come down toward the actual diamonds instead of up, just like you would see like that. So let's begin. We're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So just like it shows you on the chart, what happens with this is that it eventually turns around and forms up a shape like so. So it does make sense. So what you have here is that we have 5 now in the diamonds. The diamond's total sizing is always 7. So we're just gonna come on to this side of the chain like so, and we're going to single crochet around the next 5 single crochets that are available to you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and now you're going to crochet on this side of the chain, which gives you a total count of 7 right in the middle, like so. So now this time you're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Do you remember doing that on the main chain? This is exactly what we're doing here. So we're just like in the main chain we did our 7. This is exactly what we're doing. So what we're going to do is just skip this middle diamond that has just left us. We're done with that. We're just gonna come on this side where the next diamond is and just single crochet around that chain. So we totally skipped that middle chain. Okay, this middle whole area, and now we're going to single crochet into the next diamonds here, and there will be a total of 5 there. Okay, so with the chain that we already did in the starting of the diamond, we're also going to do the chain area after the diamond, this chain area right here, and that gives you a total of 7. And now we're going to chain 7 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and we come on this side of the chain. Okay, so we're skipping this whole diamond here, coming on this side and just single crochet into this section. So what's happening now is that in this part of the pattern the diamonds are starting to shift. So these diamonds in the next rows are gonna start getting smaller, and we're gonna start making new diamonds in the next row as well. So make sure you come into this chain for the final. So you're only going to come into this area here, and then you're going to chain, so just you have your 7, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. This is where the game plan changes. We are going to treble crochet here so that we can maintain this pattern. So we're gonna treble 1 and 2 and coming right down into that single crochet down here, and this basically finishes off that line. So you can see how that makes sense, right? These 4 are going up, it's now gonna start going down. It just doesn't look like it when you start that, because it just, the way that we grab it in the next area is going to form that same shape on the other side. So let's turn our work and begin the next row. Okay, let's turn our work and go the next row, and what we're going to do is then we're gonna start making the diamonds into the middle sections here, and these diamonds in the middle here that are already existing are gonna start getting smaller. So let's chain up 1 first, and then just single crochet into the beginning chain, just like so, into where we did. So now what we're going to do is that we're gonna chain our 5s again. So we're working on 5s once again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This diamond is gonna start getting smaller, so I want you to skip that first stitch, go to the second, and I want you to single crochet all the way across until you get to the one right before the diamond is done. Okay, or a total of 5, whatever is easier for you to visualize. So okay, so I have my 5 in there, I have 1 left, I don't want to touch that, and I'm gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do you remember down in the row here that we just single crocheted around the big chain? That's what we're gonna do again. So just single crochet to start that diamond, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This diamond is getting smaller, so we're gonna skip the first one and just single crochet for the 5. For the 5 single crochets that are there. 1, 2, oh this one's 3, 4 and 5, and you're gonna skip that last one. You're gonna leave it because the diamond's getting smaller, and then chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, just single crochet around this chain 7. We're gonna start that diamond, and we're now gonna chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and you're going to skip that first one because this diamond's getting smaller. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, you're not gonna get that final one, and now what you have to do, this is where this has to make sense to you, is that we have to chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we have to actually single crochet into the 4th one. So 1, 2, 3 and 4, and single crochet into that one. Okay, so that was that chain that looked really weird. Now it's gonna start making sense to you here. So basically this diamond is now getting smaller. This diamond's we were finishing, but we're now starting another layer, and this is what it looks like so far. Begin, turn our work and move up the next row. So because this diamond that we've already started is starting, we have to make it bigger. So we're gonna chain up one first, single crochet into the first one that's available to you, and then single crochet right into this chain space just like so. So now this one just became 2 on here, and now we're gonna chain our 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. This diamond is still getting smaller, so we're gonna skip that first one, go to the second over, and only do for 3 this time. So we did 5 last time, this one's only 3 single crochets. Once you have that done, chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now this diamond is already started on the row below, so we're going to come on this side of the chain, we're going to single crochet the actual single crochet, and then this side of the chain. So this diamond just went from 1 to 3. So let's chain 5 again. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, this diamond is getting smaller, so we're skipping the first one, going to the second over for only 3. Okay, are you getting a hold of this pattern? Hopefully so. And then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, this diamond is now getting bigger, so we're going to come on this side of the chain, we're gonna come on the single crochet itself, and then on this side of the chain. Chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And now this diamond is getting smaller, so we're skipping the first one, and we're only doing 3. And then for those that are finishing up the line, so you can obviously see the repeat pattern. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This time you were going to single crochet into the actual chain space first, okay, and then into the final stitch, because this side the diamond is getting bigger as well. So that's what it looks like so far. So this diamond is almost complete. You can see it's almost suspended, and the other diamonds are on their way to being made. So let's turn and go again. Start our next row. The repeat pattern is almost here, and before you're starting back down here again, because basically see how this diamond is at the halfway. As soon as this diamond is at the halfway, basically it's the repeat pattern all the way through, and this project really is not very time consuming, I have to tell you. So we're gonna start off the first one, chain 1, and this diamond is getting bigger, so that means that we go into the first one, we go into the second one that's available to you, and we want to go into the chain space for 3. So this diamond has gone from 1, 2, and now it's 3, and now we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and we immediately just look at this diamond. It's almost done. We just have 1 stitch left in the middle to complete that diamond, so that's where we're gonna go. So you've just skipped the first one, go to the second, and now you're ready to chain 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and immediately this diamond is getting bigger, so come into the chain space first. You're going to single crochet the 3 that are there, 1, 2 and 3, and then single crochet into the space beside it. So then this has gone from 1 to 3 to 5, and then we're chaining 5 again. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then here we go. This diamond's getting smaller, so we're skipping the first one, going to the second, and then chaining 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, going to the one before because it's getting bigger. We're doing the 3 that are there, so this diamond is gonna turn into 5 single crochets across. Okay, and now we chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and then this diamond is now finished. It's in the middle only. Okay, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Okay, on the outside you're going to the space first, and then the next 2, which turns that one into a 3. Okay, so this diamond is now completely done. You can see that how it's grabbing, and it makes sense in the next one because the next one is the next round that you want to do, and that is going to be the 7th. So whenever you're starting, a diamond is actually finished, so this is here, this is when that chain 7 exists so that it stays by itself. Okay, so if that makes any sense to you, because we've been chaining 5s, but you will realize that we have been doing the 7s, and that's when these diamonds are complete. So let's turn our work and move up to the next row. So let's begin. We're going to chain 1. This is the last row before the pattern repeats. and the pattern repeats on row number 2 when we started way back down here. Okay, so right when this diamond started, that's when this pattern's restarting itself. So let's begin where you've just chained 1 and then single crochet into the first 4. So 1, 2 and 3, and the 4th one is around this chain space. So this diamond here is at the halfway point. The next rows that we do, when you go to repeat this on row number 2, this diamond is gonna start getting smaller. Okay, so now you're going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you're gonna come on this side of the space way over here and do this is the middle of these diamonds, so you do the first one into the chain and then the next 5, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and do the space right on the other side. So how I easily remember that is that you had your chain 7 here, which is the start of the next diamond that will sit directly on top of this. This here, there is 7, so it's at the halfway of the diamond, so it's an easy way to remember it. And so basically it's all just in 7s. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7. Okay, jump that whole space to the other side like so, and then to the next 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and immediately then just do the space on the other side so that you have your 7. So there's 7 stitches across that one. You're at the middle point of that one. And so when you get to the other side here, we're almost done. So once you just do the repeat pattern, once you get to the other side, you are going to chain 7. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7, and just immediately come to the other side. Okay, the space before and then the next 4. So now it's just a matter of repeating what you already know from rows 2 all the way to 9, and basically this is at the halfway mark, this now is at the halfway mark. So when you pull things apart really nicely and it drapes, these are going to look like they're amazing, right? So this is what we've been doing, and even though we've been going straight across, it's the drape that causes that to have a really neat cool effect. So just reverse yourself back in this video back to row number 2 to begin, and basically you'll pick up, I'm gonna start you off on row number 2 just so that you're not confused, and then I'm gonna leave the rest of this project for you. And if you get this done, you know, you need to share this on Facebook because this is a really cool design. So let's begin. We're going to do a repeat of row number 2 that we've already done over here. This is just to get you started. We're gonna chain up 1 and we're going to single crochet into the first one, but now this diamond is getting smaller. So we've done the first one, we're doing the next one and the next one, but we're leaving the 4th one empty because we're getting smaller. We're now going to chain 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're going to start the next diamond, and so we're just going to single crochet around that chain 7 and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The diamond is getting smaller, so we're gonna skip the first one and going to the second over, and we're only gonna do 5. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Chain 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then just into this chain space here. Like so, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This diamond is getting smaller, we're skipping that first one. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. We're leaving that last one empty. I'm looking at this here, I'm almost wondering if I did enough chains there. It doesn't look as long as it normally did on this row below, comparison to the other one. Who knows? You know, if you do make a mistake like that, it's really not that big of a deal. I wouldn't recommend it, but it's not that big a deal. So 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5, and again around this space here it's a new diamond just starting, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and when you're coming to the end you're going to miss the first one, go to the second and only do the final 3. So this is how you do the lattice lace wrap, and it's a really cool design, I have to say, and it's really kind of lightweight. It goes really quickly because you're doing a lot of chains, and you will find that you can make a most amazing shawls and wraps with this kind of element, and once it starts draping you really can see the effect that it takes when you're doing it. It's actually really, really neat. So until next time, this is Mikey on behalf of yarnspirations.com as well as the Crochet Crowd. Stay tuned as we have more free ideas and patterns coming ahead. We'll see ya.
Pretty smile, I think I'm gonna